There's some good bacon. So recently a few times I've been asked about dieting and ADHD. People want to know what diet works really well with ADHD, what diet I've been doing recently to complement my ADHD. I've done a number of diets over the course of my life, and honestly some have worked and some really have not worked. Being ADHD, I get that usual hit of impulsivity where I'm just like, right, I'm gonna start a diet now, this is the day! You can either hyper-focus on it and then that's it, you're gonna be doing this diet hardcore, or you can go the opposite way where you get everything prepared and you're all ready to go, and then a couple of days into the diet, you just can't keep your focus on it. You're not interested in it anymore and you move on. Sometimes you're lucky enough to get that hyper-focus, but that can be dangerous also. So in the past, I know that this is the case for me. I'm assuming this is probably a trait with all ADHDers, but everybody is attracted to the quickest result diet. So that's because we can't keep our concentration for months at a time on one diet, right? So we'll go for the one that gives us the quickest results, which is usually low carb, which is a fine diet, but what can happen is you can become really fatigued from the fact that you're not eating enough carbs and you're doing a lot of high impact exercise probably because you want to lose that weight as soon as possible and you're so into it. And then that becomes a problem because you're too fatigued to do everyday stuff, and it kind of makes your ADHD worse. It's a lot harder to focus, it's a lot harder to get things done, and it's just really not a good way to go. Now there are other diets, but like I said before, a lot of them take a lot of time for you to lose weight on, and that can be a problem for people with ADHD because you can't keep your focus for that long. I mean, it's true, you know it's true. But I think I found one that works. In fact, I know it works because it worked on me. Take a look at these original videos that I first posted on my channel, and also a few of these pictures that show what I looked like before I started doing any of my dieting and exercise, because I do exercise too, but I want to go over that in a different video. I've been doing this diet for, I think, around about 6 months. I have not lost my focus on it. It's really easy to do once you know what you're doing, and there are tons of benefits for it that is really amazing for ADHD. Now, as I said, I tried different diets before, but then entered the keto diet. Now this, in my opinion, is the best diet for ADHD. Now let me tell you why from my own personal experience with it. But first up, like, what is the keto diet? So the keto diet is a high fat, low carb and moderate protein diet. The way that they usually split up is around 75% fats, 20% proteins, and then 5% is your carbs. The way it works is you're taking those carbs that your body usually uses for fuel, and then you're reducing them to almost nothing, but you're actually replacing them with a high amount of fat intake. And your body does something really cool when you do that. It actually switches over from using carbohydrates to make energy to using fat to make energy. This is really great because it now means that your body does not need you to fuel it with carbohydrates. It's going to use the fats that you're eating, and it's also going to use the fat on your body to make energy. So you're effectively not going to be running out of energy much at all. What's even better than that is you can eat tons of awesome food. I can eat stuff like burgers and bacon and avocado and cheeses and all this amazing stuff, and I'm losing weight at the same time. Like, who's even heard of that? So why is it so good for ADHD then? Well, for me, one of the awesome things is when you're eating a high fat diet, it stops you from feeling hungry. high fats really fill you up, and that's good not only for the fact that I'm a big dude, I'm like 6'2", man. If I need to eat, I need to eat. And these other diets, they just kind of, when you're grazing on salads and stuff, it doesn't fill me up. But the reason why it's good for ADHD is we tend to get bored pretty quickly. And when you're on a diet where you're not eating that much food and you're bored, all you want to do is eat. So the really good thing is you're eating these high fat content foods, they're filling you up. You ain't feeling hungry anymore, trust me. Another plus for me was that I can eat all the stuff that I absolutely love to eat. I love eating red meats, I love eating cheese, I love eating vegetables like broccoli and cauliflower and asparagus. All those kind of vegetables are really good. I love bacon. All of these things are on the keto diet. Eating stuff like ground beef, not only can I eat the ground beef, but I can eat the fattiest versions of it. I can eat we buy like that 76-23% split of fat, you know, in the content. And that's the juiciest and the flavorous one. And it's so good. This means that I have absolutely no chance of losing focus on the diet and then moving on to another one, which is why I've maintained it for so long, which is really awesome. The foods that you love to eat, the foods that you get to eat, and that stops you from being unfocused. Another big plus that I kind of mentioned before but didn't really is you're not eating sugars anymore and you're not eating these carbohydrates, and these are the things that are actually pretty unhealthy for you, and they're also spiking your blood glucose, and that's what gives you that like big energy boost from when you eat them. But then that's also, when that comes back down, that's what makes you crash, and that's really not good for people with ADHD. When you're up like that, you're hyper, it's activating the hyperactive part of your ADHD, but then when you're crashing again, that's when you're going to struggle to keep focus and you're going to struggle to concentrate, and it's just going to be a whole host of problems for anybody with ADHD, as you know. When you're on keto, your blood glucose is at a nice low amount. Another thing that personally helps me out with is my Tourette's. When I have these really big sugar highs and carbohydrate highs, it kind of spikes my Tourette's and my tics, and it's the same for the other way around. When I crash and I'm really low, that makes my Tourette's really bad as well. So the fact that the keto diet can maintain this really nice level for me, it makes my Tourette's minimal, which is great. Now, these two final things that I haven't mentioned yet are really, I think, the best reasons why the keto diet is good for ADHD, for anybody with medical issues or mental health issues, or just anyone in general, really. The first one is that studies have shown that this diet is really amazing for a number of medical issues. People with diabetes benefit greatly from it because of the stuff I just mentioned about the blood sugars. It keeps them leveled out and can really help out with that. Believe it or not, the diet was actually created like 80 somewhat years ago to help with epilepsy. Studies have shown that it really helps reduce the amount of fits that people have with epilepsy and just keeps them leveled out as well, which is really amazing. If you haven't already, check out the documentary The Magic Pill on Netflix. That really kind of goes into depth on what the ketogenic diet is and how it can help, and it shows things like somebody with autism who it manages to lower their kind of hyperactivity and really level them out as well, which is, to me, like, I think that's really amazing. Hands down though, for me, the biggest benefit of using the ketogenic diet for specifically ADHD is that it gives you much more increased brain function. Studies have shown that when you eat these high fatty acid diets, that your brain shows an increase in attention, cognition, alertness, memory, even an increase in clarity too. I mean, these are all massive benefits to someone with ADHD. These are the main things that we struggle with the most. So the fact that there's a diet out there that can really help with all of those things is something that's like amazing. I mean, that's the reason why a lot of us take our medications such as Adderall and Ritalin and all that kind of stuff, is to help with these things. And if there's a diet out there too that can also increase that, I would not advise that you stop your medication and go on the keto diet as a switch over, but I would say that there is a definite benefit that you can have from doing that diet alongside your medication too. I can only speak from my own experience, and truthfully, before I started the keto diet and exercise, all that kind of stuff, I was overweight, I was unhappy, and I just didn't feel clear in my mind ever at all. Since I've been doing this, I feel like revitalized. I feel much healthier now. I have a lot more energy all of the time right now. I barely have any crashes. Another thing, I don't know if this is to do with the keto diet or not, but my crashes with my Adderall have become significantly less. Now, I don't know if that's just because I'm used to my Adderall now, or it's because I have that constant source of energy coming from my body. I guess I never know that. But still, my own experience with this has been nothing but positive, and you guys wanted to know what diet I think is best. I definitely think that the keto diet is the best diet to do with ADHD. Anyway, that's all I got time for. My breakfast has gone cold now, my brew has gone cold now, so I'm gonna eat and drink that. Also, don't forget to subscribe, click that bell icon, stay up to date with all of my new content. Like the video if you did, drop a comment below, let me know if you guys are on any diet, let me know if you've tried the keto diet, let me know if any of this is any use to you at all, and I'll see you guys in the next one.